and a vigil is being held today to mark the anniversary of Brianna Ghey's murder. Brianna was on this day last year murdered by two teenagers, having been found who were found guilty in Manchester Crown Court last December. The Prime Minister is continuing to resist calls to apologise for his comments on Keir Starmer's inability to define a woman at Prime Minister's questions this week after he accused the Labour leader of using Brianna's murder to distract from the U-turns. But Keir, as well as Brianna Ghey's father, have called on him to apologise. Have a listen to PMQs.
It's a bit rich, Mr. Speaker, to hear about promises from someone who's broken every single promise he was elected on. I think I counted almost 30 in the last year. Pensions, planning, peerages, public sector pay, tuition fees, childcare, second referendums, defining a woman. Although in fairness, that was only 99% of a U-turn. The list goes on, but the theme is the same, Mr. Speaker. It's empty words, broken promises, and absolutely no plan.
Of all the weeks to say that, when Brianna's mother is in this chamber, shame, parading as a man of integrity when he's got absolutely no responsibility.
Right, well, although the same could be said about him, to be fair. But let's welcome again to my clashes GB News' senior political commentator Nigel Nelson, and also Adam Brooks, a businessman and activist. Well, I've got to say, welcome, Adam. It's the first time I've had you on here.
It's good to be here.
I've watched you at a distance and thought, he's got to get on my show.
I'm pleased to be here.
Thank you. Well, shall I start with Adam, seeing as he's the newbie here? Adam, what did you make of all of that?
I think Keir Starmer has seen an opportunity to weaponise Rishi's words. And, you know, his lawyer head's come on and he thought, you know, I'm going to attack him here, like he's in a courtroom. I think it was virtual signalling. I'm surprised he didn't get down on one knee while he said it, to be fair, Keir Starmer. But there's a big point here, is that we should not allow who's in the balcony to influence the chamber and the debates. And I mean, I think it's parliamentary paragraph 2130 that says there should be no reference to people in the balcony. Now, surely Keir Starmer did that. He's broke the MP's code. But the important thing for me is that Rishi Sunak is right to challenge Keir Starmer, because there's a lot of voters that are worried about Labour and Keir Starmer's gender ideology stance. 51% of the voters are women. Now, if he cannot define what a woman is, you know, what hope have we got going forward? What hope has... I'm a father of 3 kids, 2 daughters. What sort of future is there going to be under a Labour government where the leader, the Prime Minister, hasn't got the balls to determine what a woman is, just in case he offends 0.4% or something of the population? It's my view that no man can become a woman and no boy can become a girl. Now, that's my opinion. So, you know, we can't let emotions of a tragedy, and this is a tragedy. This young person was brutally murdered by monsters, and nothing takes that away. And I would not want to disrespect that in any way. But I cannot call Brianna a girl, because if I was to do that, I would have to call Eddie Izzard a woman. He isn't. So I'm pretty strong on the direction of travel and the calling out of this trans agenda. And I think Rishi Sunak was right, and he's got nothing to apologise for.
Nigel Nelson.
I think Rishi Sunak is a very naive politician who can't think on his feet. I mean, the whole thing is, let's just take away the fact of Brianna's mother being in the Commons at the time. That was bad enough. This was
But listen, you could do that about anything. I mean, what if somebody with a wooden leg is out there and you said something about people with wooden legs? I mean, you can't... Do you know what I mean? You can't...
No, the reason I'm saying that is that this was a horrific murder of a young trans woman which was dominating the public consciousness at the time.
Yeah.
So the first thing is, these are pre-prepared notes that Rishi Sunak made before Prime Minister's questions. The first thing is, he should never have said it. That joke should not have been in there at a time like this. Perfectly reasonable to criticise Keir Starmer for flip-flopping if he wants to. Just leave that bit out.
Why? But why?
Because of a really horrific case, actually, people are thinking about that.
But
don't make a trans joke when a trans girl has been murdered.
But that's an assumption that it is a trans joke. I don't happen to think it's a trans joke. It's a joke at something that Keir Starmer said, which was ludicrous. So it's another U-turn, because Keir later then said that 99.99%...
Yes.
You know, so, and then he later then confirmed that actually a woman is an adult human female. So it was a U-turn, and that was the point of it.
That was absolutely the point of it, but there was also a whole litany of other U-turns that he was going on. Leave that one out.
But why? Why? That's a really important U-turn to me.
Why?
Well, to me...
Nana is a woman.
I'm a woman. And that is another very important U-turn. As equally as important as all of the others, why is that one not as important as the others?
Well, I mean, you might as well say that you'd make jokes about chemical attacks after the Abdulaziz...
Well, he wasn't. If there was a U-turn about a chemical attack, then you might bring it in, yes.
But not when it is in such bad taste. What I'm saying is that...
But what about me? I don't think it's in bad taste. I'm a woman. That's another very important U-turn that I'm listening to, and I'm quite angry.
But you're against the background of a young trans woman has been murdered. We have a situation where the father of that girl has asked Rishi Sunak to apologise for making this... Yes, for making the statement. He should have apologised immediately.
But emotion should not influence our politicians.
But it does all the time.
At the end of the day, if Keir Starmer becomes Prime Minister, it looks like he's going to, and suddenly there is going to be a debate on so-and-so, why not just fill the balcony with people that are going to be offended to try and shut him down? This opens the door and sets a precedent for so many bad things in our Parliament. And I think, you know, again, Keir Starmer's words are still pretty insulting to women. Absolutely. He says 99.9% of women now don't have a penis. No, Keir Starmer, no woman can have a penis. A woman is an adult female.
That's right.
You know? Well, it is the official position in this country that a woman can have a penis.
Well, no,
but they can't.
Well, I mean, whether you like it or not, and clearly you don't, that is the official position of Britain, that a woman, that means a trans woman, can have a penis.
No, it means a trans woman can claim that they're a woman, but it doesn't mean a woman can have a penis. No, those are two very different things.
They are.
A trans woman may want to say they're a woman, and in law they might be allowed to do that, but that doesn't mean that a woman has a penis.
Well, it does under the Gender Recognition Act, which is actually the law which governs this particular area. So what that says is...
So that law supersedes biology.
Well, but it's the law of the land. It is the law of the land passed in 2004.
So what is a woman?
Well, I think that Keir Starmer is right. A woman is an adult female.
So that doesn't
then rule out somebody who is a trans woman. So what I'm saying is that the position in the country at the moment is to change your gender on your birth certificate and on your passport. Your gender recognition certificate, you get that by living for 2 years in your acquired gender and then having a diagnosis of gender dysphoria and going before a board to decide if all that is in order. Then you can change your gender. So there's nothing about surgery.
I'm going to ask you, Nigel. You're obviously a Labour supporter. Eddie Izzard, is he a man or a woman?
I don't know. I would have to ask. I don't know. I don't
think he does. Sometimes he changes.
He uses the women's toilets. Is that right or not?
I think that when it comes to women-only spaces, that is an element that should be protected in the same way that a trans woman cannot compete in women's sport. I understand those things. What we're talking about here is that a woman can have a penis because that's what the law says.
No, it doesn't.
But it does say that.
No, it says
that. Going back to Brianna Ghey, I cannot call that unfortunate victim a girl because the fact is that person was a boy that identified as a girl, And it's all right, the parents saying, Rishi Sunak's got to apologise, but it's not up to the parents to dictate to our politicians.
Absolutely. Well, listen,
facts.
Well, listen, we've run out of time on that one. Listen, what do you think at home? gbviews@gbnews.com. Should Rishi apologise? We asked that yesterday, or who should apologise? But then was Keir Starmer right to then pursue this and kind of say that Rishi needs to apologise? I don't think he does, but what do you think? gbviews@gbnews.com. Tweet me at gbnews. This is GB News. We are the People's Channel.